All right, welcome you guys. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to have you here live in person. So this practice that we're about to move through today is inspired by my year-long program sadhana that just came out this year, and we just found out some interesting stats so far on the program. Looks like over 7,000 people have joined the program. 250,000 classes have been completed for a combined 10 million minutes of yoga practice, including power yoga, yin yoga, pranayama, breath work, the wisdom talks. And the really cool thing is that it's been practiced in over 100 countries across the world, which is over half the planet. So very, very exciting. And those of you that have participated or are moving through it, special shout out to you. So you can start the program anytime. It's all evergreen, but a big group of us started back in January for the new year. And the first 3 months were really dedicated to the fundamentals. And then after that, we leveled it up to intermediate level. And in July, August, and September, we're going to take that to the advanced level. And so this is the beauty of committing to a path for such a long time, as you can really start to gradually build. So this practice that we're about to do, what I call the summer solstice strong flow class, which will be a 90-minute practice, is to really honor where we are in the sadhana journey. It'll be invigorating, it'll be strong, it'll be challenging, it'll be intense. And we might even say that who you are now and who you are 90 minutes from now will be a completely different person. So if you're interested in sadhana, you can check it out on Inner Dimension Yoga. All right, let's get started in child's pose. Hermann Hesse, the great author, said, "Within you there is a stillness and a sanctuary to which you can retreat anytime." And so this practice and also this opening child's pose is about you beginning to take that retreat to go in. And for these 90 minutes to have the sanctuary of your practice as you step away from the busyness of life, the busyness of the mind, and you invest this time and this energy into your own health and well-being. The time of the solstice is always an auspicious time of the year when day and night and the seasons are shifting, and always represents the end of an old chapter and the beginning of a new chapter as well. So you may take this time here as well to just align with an intention for who you want to be this upcoming season, these next 3 months or so. You may also want to dedicate the practice to any obstacles that maybe stand in the way of that intention being expressed and being fulfilled. And then after having planted that seed of intention, now we begin to layer in the foundation of the breath. So begin to move the breath with more rhythm, more depth, and more fluidity, in and out through the nostrils, in and out through the nose. Each and every inhale, drawing that breath all the way down to the bottoms, the lower lobes of the lungs. And each and every exhale, just pressing all that air back out of the body. And from this point on, never letting an inhale go by where you're not drawing that breath down deep as possible and sucking the juice out of every moment that you have here today. In a few moments, we'll start to build the energy. If you ever want to take a break, feel free to drop those knees and just know child's pose is always here for you if you want. So challenge yourself, but at the same time, give yourself the permission to also honor what it is that you're feeling so that then your yoga practice can be deeply, deeply healing. So with that breath in that flow and with that mind in that yoga zone, let's go ahead and start to build the energy now by coming all the way up to all fours, tabletop position, stacking the shoulders above the wrists. Setting the knees beneath the hips, and then lifting the left leg off the ground parallel to the floor, extending the right arm straight out in front of you as you slide into that very first physically active pose of the practice. Now with your left hand and your left arm strong, take a big inhale, draw those extended limbs out away from each other, and then elbow to knee, exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach it out, and then exhale, round it in. One more time, inhale, expand, and then exhale, contract. Good, inhale, reach it out. Tabletop pose, set everything down, and then switch to the other side. Lift that right leg up. Extending that left arm straight out in front of you, finding that focal point on the ground, right beneath the eyes. Take an inhale, draw out long there. Elbow to knee, exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round. Inhale, get long. Exhale, core strong. Inhale, pull out. Tabletop pose, set everything back down onto the mat. Step back to plank pose, upper push-up position. Couple breaths there as you find that diagonal from the heels all the way up through the top of the head, stomach firm, face soft, especially your jaw disengaged. From here, shift forward onto the tips of the toes. Take a goodbye inhale there. And then exhale, lower slowly all the way down, down, down onto the ground, onto your belly. Good. Now, keep the hands as is next to the ribs, release back to the tops of the feet, and then check this out. Baby cobra on an inhale, and then bend both heels in towards your hips on the exhale. Now lift up higher as you inhale, press down into the palms, lift up to your heart, roll the shoulders back. And then down dog, exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, drop the head. And welcome to the first down dog of this practice. First down dog, don't worry about getting too rigid or being too static in the pose. So feel free to move the body around in any way that feels good, just like you're kind of checking things out. Exploring through the body, checking inventory, just noticing areas that maybe feel more tight. And if you have an injury or two that you're nursing or taking care of, always making sure you bring an extra bit of compassion to those areas so that they do have that opportunity to get further healed instead of further irritated. And then hands on the ground, a little bit wider than the shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide, hand like a square where all four corners of the square are evenly rooting down into the mat. And as those palms root down, the hips slope up and the heels descend down low. Take a final goodbye inhale, stretch back, downward dog. And then on the exhale, walk the feet all the way forward to the top of the mat. Spread the feet out about the width of the hips. And then bring the hands to the shins right beneath the knees. First flat back as you enjoy a couple of breaths there to create that spinal length, extending the heart out away from that lower back. One more inhale there, create a little bit more space. And then forward fold, exhale, let it go. Put a little bend into the knee, shift the hands all the way up to the hips, all the way up to the waist. And then grounding through the feet, leading through your heart with the long flat back. Next inhale, go ahead and rise and fly, both arms all the way up overhead. And then exhale, hands to prayer right in front of your chest, right in front of your heart. Take a moment, close the eyes, bring the awareness inward inside. And then we'll chant the mantra Om together one time. Big inhale through the nose. Om. Take another deep inhale. Side out the mouth, arms down, exhale. Nice, you guys. Tadasana, the mountain pose. From here on the inhale, reach the arms up, interlace all the fingers except the indexes for steeple. And then side bend over to the right on the exhale. Take a couple of breaths there as you stretch your left ribs and you breathe into your left lung. Come all the way back up to center on the inhale. And then W arms on the exhale. So you'll draw the elbows down, hold there for a couple of breaths, gently lean back, look up as you pull the shoulder blades in towards each other. Nice. Both arms back up to steeple as you inhale. Same thing, other side as you exhale. Now breathe into your right ribs and your right lung. Come all the way back up to neutral as you inhale. And then forward fold on the exhale. Lay the chest out over the legs. Flat back on the inhale, either fingers on the ground or hands to shins, you choose. Step back to plank, pause there, upper push-up. Now lift the right hand up to the left shoulder, inhale, give it a little tap. And then on the exhale, set it down on the mat. Other side, inhale, left hand, right shoulder. Exhale, set it down, hold there, take a goodbye inhale, plank. And then exhale, lower down, strong and steady. Baby cobra inhale, chest gently floats up. Both heels to the hips on the out breath. Now lift up higher to your own degree as you inhale, head back to feet. Down dog, exhale, toes tuck, hips lift, breath. And that deep, steady flow. And you find that ujjayi breath so that you can hear that wind of the breath on both inhalation and exhalation. And then in a couple moments, we're going to harness that wind. So a power yoga practice is like having a surfer that needs a wave or a rafter that needs a river current. It's impossible not to have that potential express without having that breath fully express as well. So let's harness that breath and let's start to sail through that first warm-up series, strong solstice flow. Inhale, stretch back, down dog. Exhale, walk both feet all the way forward, top of the mat. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, rise and reach, both arms up, steeple. And then side bend to the right, exhale. Back up to middle as you inhale. W arms on the exhale. Inhale, back to steeple. Side bend to the left, exhale. Beautiful, inhale, come back up to middle. And then forward fold on the exhale, lay the chest over the thighs. Flat back on the inhale. Step back to plank, pause on the exhale. Right hand, left shoulder, inhale, tap. Exhale, set it on the mat. Inhale, other side, tap. Exhale, set it. Goodbye, inhale, plank. Exhale, lower slowly. Baby cobra, inhale gently. Both feet to the hips easily. Inhale, chest a little higher with sensitivity. Exhale, back, down dog, breathe. Good, you guys. It's just like a beautiful piece of music. You know, there's power of repetition. So we'll repeat that a couple more rounds. And within that repetition, you get that opportunity to smooth things out, to refine what you're doing. Because more important than what you do is how you do what you do. Yoga is not the pose. Yoga is a state of mind and a state of the heart. Take a big inhale, stretch back. Exhale, walk both feet forward, top of the mat. Flat back, inhale, stretch it out. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, root to rise, steeple, index is high. Side bend, right side. Beautiful, inhale, back up to neutral. W arms, exhale. Inhale, back to steeple. Side bend to the left, out breath. Inhale, back up. Forward fold like a moving meditation. Flat back, inhale. Plank pose, pause on the exhale. Right hand, left shoulder, inhale. Set it down, exhale. Other side, inhale. Exhale, set it. Take a goodbye, inhale, organize. Exhale, lower down, calm mind. Baby cobra, gentle for the back. Both heels into the hips, out breath. Inhale, chest a little bit higher. And exhale, you got it, down dog. One more round of these. One more round. And look, this word yoga is just another word for unity or harmony or coherence or oneness. So see if you can allow your breath, your body, your heart, and your mind to all fuse together into that powerful state of convergence, of integration, as we awaken that circulation of freshly oxygenated blood irrigating through all the channels of the body. Last round of these. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, walk or lightly jump, top of the mat. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, rise and sweep, arms up, steeple. Side bend, right side, you got it. Inhale, back up. W arms, shoulder blades contract. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, other side. Inhale, back up to neutral. And then exhale, forward fold, hitting that perfect spot. Flat back on the inhale. Step back to plank, hold, exhale. Right hand lifts, inhale. Plank, exhale. Left hand lifts, inhale. Set it down, exhale. Goodbye, inhale, strong core. Exhale, lower slow to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, both heels in. Inhale, arch the back a little deeper. Exhale, you got it, down dog. Those are in the rear view mirror. All right, let's go ahead and move on from there, you guys. From down dog, shift forward to plank, upper push-up position. Bring the feet together side by side, spin onto the outer blade of the right foot. Stack the left foot on top, lean into that right hand as you reach that left arm all the way to the sky. Then from here, take a big inhale, open up that left chest, and then thread the left arm underneath the right ribs, exhale. Inhale, back up. Exhale, reach it under and through. One more, inhale, open, and then exhale, reach. Now left arm to the sky, inhale, set it down, exhale, other side, feet together, spin onto the outer blade of the left foot, reach the right arm up, take a moment, find your balance. Inhale, roll the right chest open, exhale, reach it under and through. Inhale, back up, exhale, thread it through. Inhale, last one. Exhale, those are done. Inhale, right arm up, right hand to the ground. Set the elbows to the ground, forearm plank. I guess you could say the honeymoon phase is over. If you want, interlace the fingers or keep the palms flat, it's up to you. Now, with both elbows glued to the floor, let the heels swivel to the right, inhale, and then back to middle, exhale. Other side, inhale, swivel left, exhale, back to neutral. 2 more rounds. Inhale, right, exhale, middle, inhale, left, exhale, middle. 1 more round. Inhale, right, exhale, middle, inhale, left, exhale, middle. Good. Now come up onto the hands, upper push-up plank. Give it a good by inhale there, strong upper body. Exhale, lower slow without collapsing. Cobra or upward dog, inhale, you choose. Exhale, down dog, take a huge inhale through the nose. And then out the mouth, let it go. Ah. Woo. Knuckles driving into the mat, outer shoulders wrapping back, take an inhale, stretch back. And exhale, walk or lightly float top of your yoga mat. Flat back on the inhale, hard out. Forward fold, exhale, feet together, bend the knees, squat back, chair pose, reach those arms all the way up to the sky as you sit back into that invisible chair. Good. Now as you're head in the heels, light in the toes, active in the glutes, and pulling the energy away from your knees. Take an inhale, reach out the mouth, sweep the arms back. Inhale, nose, rise up, sweep it back, exhale. 1 more time. Inhale up, exhale, sweep it back. Now chair on the inhale, lift up, forward fold, exhale, let it go. Flat back, inhale, we move on. Step or jump back, lower down, vinyasa. Cobra or upward dog, inhale. And then down dog, exhale. In that flow, right leg lifts up, inhale. Right knee to the belly, let's hold there for 10 minutes. We'll just waste the whole class in this pose. Good. Now, shoulders above the wrist. Inhale, right leg drives back. Inhale for length. And right foot forward, top of the mat for depth. Spin the back foot flat, warrior 1. Both arms ascend all the way to the sky as your right foot slides a little over to the right so that your front heel lines up with the back outer left heel. And then that gives you that room in the hips to turn the outer left hip forward so that both hips are in that neutral rotation. Now take another big inhale, reach up to the arms, maybe lean back. On right thigh, arms behind. Good, now check this out. Inhale, rise, back up to warrior 1. And then bring the hands to prayer position in front of your heart. Take that front right foot, turn it in parallel to your left foot. Angle the left toe slightly back, side prayer. So you're going to bend your back left knee. You're going to shift your weight back towards that left leg. And then you're going to bring your gaze forward towards the top of your yoga mat. So it's almost like there's somebody coming at you. And so you're moving back, but you're still keeping your eyes on them. Beautiful. Now check out this transition. You're going to sweep the hands all the way around to the front. As you inhale, rotate the right toes forward. So now the low body looks like a warrior one. Take an inhale, spread wide through the fingers. And then as you exhale, you're going to pull your hands back by your waist. So elbows back and your chest like a plate of armor, unshakable and unbreakable. And then ultimately your yoga practice connects you to that dimension that water can't wet, fire can't burn, earth can't crush, and wind cannot blow. Beautiful. Warrior one, inhale, arms all the way up to the sky, full expression there. Vinyasa all the way down, moving with the wind of air. Inhale so the breath supports you. Exhale, down dog, other side. Left leg up, inhale. Left knee to the belly, 5 breaths. So we could say that the pose truly begins the moment that you feel the challenge and the intensity. That moment where you want to run away from the pose. And you get there, and instead of meeting that challenge with reactivity, you meet it with equanimity. And therefore, you move through that challenge with more grace. Left leg back, inhale. Left foot top of the mat, exhale, back foot flat. When you're ready, warrior one, rise. Both arms all the way to the sky. And this time, your outer right hip turns forward. Your right thigh spine. The outer blade of your right foot glues solid down onto your yoga mat as if that was the anchor of the pose. Take a big inhale, reach those arms up. Chest on left thigh, sweep those arms behind. Inhale, rise, back up, warrior one, and then bring the hands to prayer. Turn the left foot in, parallel to your back right foot. Pull the right toes slightly forward about 45 degrees. And then bend that back right knee, shift that weight back, bring the gaze forward towards the top of the mat for what we call side prayer. And you get to choose how deep you go into the side prayer. You can come down towards the ground, you can stay up as much as you want. In fact, every yoga pose is always adapted and adjusted to what feels right for you. Nice, you guys. Now sweep those hands all the way forward as you inhale. Chamber the hands back by the waist as you exhale. We call this bow and arrow stance. It's a Shaolin Kung Fu stance. Elbows back, chest and heart strong, mind calm, breath in the flow, mind in that yoga zone where you're not worrying about later. You're not ruminating about yesterday, but you're finding freedom in this moment, this breath, this pose. Now, warrior one, inhale, arms up to shine. Exhale, vinyasa, lower down, and enjoy that sweet ride. Inhale, strong solstice flow. Exhale, back, down dog. Big inhale through the nose. And out the mouth, let it go. All right, you guys, this next phase of our practice is kind of a necessary evil. It's called the second warm-up series. And so it's a little bit like taking your medicine. It can be a little bitter going down, but it always does the trick of alleviating the symptoms of stress, stagnation, fatigue, tension. So second warm-up series, as we pick up the pace, let it be like an athletic, moving meditation. So you still have the awareness, you still have the mindfulness. We're just going to pick up the intensity. So here we go. Big inhale, stretch back, down dog. Exhale, walk or lightly jump, top of that mat. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, exhale, squat. Chair pose, inhale, come up. Sweep it back one time, exhale. Inhale, chair up. Forward fold, exhale, let it go. Flat back, inhale, moving on. Step or jump back, lower down, strong. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now right leg up, inhale. Right knee to the belly, exhale. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, right foot deep, back foot flat. Rise up, warrior one. Chest on right thigh, sweep it back. Inhale up, warrior one. Side prayer, bring that weight to the back. Now inhale, sweep it around, forward to the front. Exhale, hands chamber back by the waist. Warrior one, inhale, come up. Vinyasa all the way down, elbows in. Cobra up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale, other side. Left leg up, inhale. To the belly, exhale. Inhale back. Exhale, flow deep. Warrior one, inhale, rise. Chest on thigh, arms behind. Inhale, come up. Side prayer, left foot in, back knee bends. Inhale, sweep forward. Exhale, chamber back. Warrior one, find that climax. Vinyasa all the way down, defying gravity. Inhale, bend the spine with sensuality. Exhale, down dog, hold there. Big inhale through the nose. And then out the mouth, let it go. Good, one round down, 2 rounds to go. And as Nelson Mandela so beautifully said, a winner is a dreamer that never gives up. So I never give up within my sadhana. I never give up within my practice. Doesn't mean that I can't take a break. It just means that through consistency and perseverance, discipline and dedication, I commit to the things that are important to me. Because when I commit to nothing, I become distracted by everything. Big inhale, stretch back. Exhale, walk or lightly float, top of the mat. Flat back, inhale, elongate. Forward fold, let it drape, bend the knees. Chair pose, inhale up. Sweep it back, exhale. Inhale, back up. Forward fold, let it go. Inhale, pull that inhalation low. Step or jump back, lower down, strong flow. Inhale, shoulders roll. Exhale, here we go. Right leg up, inhale. To the belly, exhale. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, sweep it behind. Good, inhale, rise light. Side prayer, turn it to the left, shift it to the back. Inhale, sweep it forward. Exhale, bow and arrow. Inhale, arms up. And then vinyasa all the way down, breath leading the way. Inhale, we call it flowing with grace. Exhale, down dog, left leg up, inhale. To that core, exhale. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, flow deep. Inhale from the earth, lift to the sky. Exhale, behind. Good, inhale, rise up. Side prayer, bring it to the back. Inhale with fluidity, bring it forward. Exhale with power, draw it back. Inhale, warrior one, lift above. Vinyasa all the way down, elbows hug. Inhale, arch in the back. Exhale, back, downward facing dog, 2 down. 1 more round to go. But I could skip that last round and that would be totally fine. This is my body, my yoga practice, and ultimately only I know what I'm feeling. The yoga instructor doesn't know. They may have an idea, but at the end of the day, only I know what I'm feeling. So 1 last round of these and then we'll move on into some other things. Inhale, stretch back like a rubber band. Exhale, walk or slingshot, top of the mat. Flat back, inhale, decompress. Forward fold, bend the knees. Inhale, chair, arms up. Sweep it back, get light. Inhale, chair, also called Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, also called forward fold. Inhale, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right leg up to the belly, tap and touch. Inhale, pierce back. Exhale, flow deep. Inhale, rise from that strength. Exhale, sweep it back. Inhale, back up high. Side prayer over to the left side. Inhale, sweep it forward. Exhale, chamber back. Now this time, inhale, warrior one, hold there. Start leaning forward as you exhale. Start bending that right knee, and then warrior three. How about a little bit of balance within our dynamic second warm-up series flow? Can you get your torso level with your back left leg? Good. Can you keep the right arm reaching forward, but bring your left arm behind you? So right arm forward, left arm back. Prepare to pulse. Inhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Exhale, switch. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. One more round. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, switch. Now inhale, switch. Hold there. Reach both arms straight out in front of you. Put a little baby bend in that right knee. And then crescent pose. Float the left toes to the back of the mat. So left heel off the ground. First time you've been here today. Good. You bend that right knee a little deep. And then you keep that left arm extending high, but you take the right hand and you rest it easily on your left hamstring, the back of that left leg. Good. We're here for the count of 5. Can you bend that right knee deep for 1? Can you pull that left arm up high for 2? Can you lean back till it feels blissful for your spine for 3? Good. Could you bring a little smile on your face for 4? There we go. Inhale, right arm up to meet the left to shine. Vinyasa all the way down, equanimous mind. Inhale, the sweat is flowing. Exhale, the body is glowing. Left leg up, inhale. To the belly, light it up, exhale. Inhale, charge it back. Exhale, top of the mat, back foot flat. Warrior one, inhale up. Sweep it back, exhale. Inhale, back up. Side prayer over to the right and back. Sweep it forward with finesse. Hands by the waist. Inhale, warrior one, hold. Start to lean forward. When you're ready, bend that left knee and take flight. Aerodynamically through the space. Your torso level with that back right leg and that right little toe turning down towards the ground as you spiral that inner right thigh up. This time, keep the left arm forward, bring the right arm behind you, and here we go. Inhale, switch those arms. Exhale, switch. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. One more round. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Now hold there. Bring the right arm forward to join the left. Give it one last inhale there. Crescent pose, right toes to the back of the mat. Find your balance. Find your breath. It's like holding on to a galloping horse where you barely have control. Take that left hand and bring it to the back of your right leg. Keep that right arm lifting high. Good. And like a wave. Each breath cycle, that wave grows and it builds in magnitude. It amplifies in energy. And if you fight the wave, then you struggle. But if you yield to its power and you harness that energy, then you go for the ride of your life. Inhale, left arm up to meet the right. Goodbye. Vinyasa all the way down, slow with control. Inhale, shoulders roll. Exhale, you made it, no more to go. Woo! Good job, you guys, you made it through that. Now check this out, we got a little resting pose right around the corner, but in order to get there, can you lift the right leg up as you inhale? Right knee, right arm, exhale, touch. Right leg back, inhale. And then right knee, left arm, cross, exhale. Inhale, right leg back. And then right knee to the belly, down the middle. Inhale, right leg back. And then right foot, top of the mat, spin the back foot flat. This time, turn the right foot in parallel to the left. And crawl between the feet that are facing the left side of the studio. And as promised, here's your resting pose. Hands on the ground, the width of the shoulders. Come up onto the fingertips. Have a big inhale to draw your heart up and out. And then palms flat, elbows bend, head curls in. Eyes probably closed, and you just come back to how we began the practice. Turning the awareness inward inside, connecting to that rhythm of breath, and allowing everything outside of that rhythm of breath to fade away, dissolve, and disappear. So for 90 minutes, my mind exists solely in the power of now. Beautiful. Now come up onto the fingertips. As you inhale, pull the spine out. Hands to the hips as you exhale. Now leading through the heart, inhale, rise all the way up to standing. And then spread your arms out wide like a T. Flick your heels in, point your toes out, horse stance. Horse stance. So you're gonna squat down into the ground beneath you. And there's a Zen saying that says, strong in stance, empty in the mind. So can you be strong in your stance? And then can you be empty within the contents of your mind? Sometimes by getting that intensity and riding that edge, that's the moment where the thoughts disappear out of the mind and then you feel the freedom of the emptiness. Beautiful. Now bring the hands behind the head and neck. Interlace the fingers, elbows out. Left elbow, left thigh as you inhale. And then back up, exhale. Other side, inhale, lean right. Exhale, back up. Inhale, lean left. Exhale, back up. Inhale, go right. Exhale, who needs a gym? Inhale, go left. Exhale, back up. Now inhale, go right. Hold there, drop the right hand down inside of your right foot. Reach the left arm to the sky, or you could always modify it by bringing your right forearm on top of your right thigh, or even a block right underneath your right hand. Now for the last couple breaths here, see if you can bend your left knee just as deep as your right knee, so you're balanced within the lower body. Beautiful, you guys. Now, strong lower body. Go ahead and rise all the way back up to standing. See if you can bend the knees a little deeper. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs. I know. Thank you for the sound effects. Kick the heels out, feet parallel to each other for a moment. Now, angle the right toes slightly forward, line the feet up, heel to heel. Angle your back left toes slightly forward. This one should feel really sweet. Inhale, reach out to that front right arm, and then right hand down, left arm to the sky. You see, your yoga practice is not any different than your life practice. There's things in here that you move through that are pleasurable, and then there's things that you move through that are really challenging, confronting, and intense. And there's also things that are maybe more neutral and mundane, just like life experiences. So the way you train on your yoga mat ultimately supports you with the way that you're able to move with greater dignity and nobility within your life. Now from here, take the left hand, reach it around behind your back, and if it's available, you can even grab the inner thigh, but if not, that's fine. You're just gonna rest it anywhere on the lower back. And then you notice, you observe, each and every inhale, still breathing the breath down deep as it'll go. Now from here, turn the gaze down and look out in front of that right foot, a good foot or so, slightly to the right. Start bending the right knee as you inhale, and then half moon balancing pose, you're gonna shift the weight all the way up onto that right foot, right leg. For the bound half moon, Baddha Ardha Chandrasana. How's the breath? How's the face? See if you can keep the face relaxed so you know where to engage, and then you know where to soften, where to relax, where to stop gripping. Nice, you guys. Now left arm all the way up to the sky, releasing the bind. You could stay there, or you could bend your back left foot in. You could reach back and grab that for Chapasana and give one of the most sophisticated joints in the whole human body just a deep healing touch, your hip joint. As you breathe into what you're feeling and lengthen your heart out and roll that left hip open. Beautiful. Now, if you're in Chapasana, back to half moon, left leg back, left arm up. Put a little bend in that bottom right knee as you inhale. And then warrior two, float step all the way back, stick that landing. And then reverse the warrior, inhale, come back. Cartwheel the hands to the mat, pause when you touch, spin onto the left toes. Step your left foot forward about a foot or so your feet are about maybe 3 to 3.5 feet apart. So your right leg is straight and your left heel is flat on the ground. If not, bring the left foot forward even more. Now make sure your left toes are angled forward so that they face the top left-hand corner of the mat, your hips in a neutral rotation. And then 2, hands down low. You could even use a couple blocks, or you could shift the hands on top of your right shin if that felt a little better for you. Now 3, on the inhale, pull the heart up and out, create a little length. And then 4, allow the chest to just draw down on top of that right leg so that 5, you give the whole entire posterior chain of that right leg a deep, deep stretch. Because one of the great gifts of this yoga practice is that in equal dosages, it gives you strength and it gives you suppleness. Because the reality is, if you're all strength and no suppleness, then you're easily going to snap and break. And if you're all suppleness and no strength, then you easily get uprooted. So the holy grail is to be able to find the combination and the synergy of both. And you see that in nature, and you also see it within the fighting world. The strongest specimens in nature, the strongest specimens in the fighting world are the ones that have both the strength and the suppleness. Now, with that breath and that rhythmic flow from here, lean into your 5 left fingertips. And then, can you float the right arm all the way up to the sky, coming into twisting triangle pose? And for this one, you want to be heavy in your left heel. So feel that left heel draw down into the ground like you have heavy metal there. And then feel the top of your right thigh bone drawing back, beautiful. But as the right femur draws back, can you pull the heart forward towards the front of your yoga mat? And then from that length, then start to roll that right chest, roll that right shoulder open. One last inhale, open sesame. Exhale, right hand releases. Crawl the hands forward and out, and then lift your left leg off the ground, parallel to the floor. You probably know what's coming. See if you can level your left hip with your right hip, so they're on the same axis. And then lean into the left fingertips again, and then cruise the right arm all the way to the sky, allowing your transitions to be just as critical as the pose itself. So the way you get into the pose, the way that you leave the pose is just as important as the pose itself. Now, wherever you're at, give it one last inhale, roll that right chest open, and then right hand down, left leg still lifted. Standing splits. Walk those hands in towards that right foot, right leg. Close the gap between your chest and your right thigh. Remember to breathe. The more challenging the pose, the more breath you want spilling in and out through the nose. Now, one last inhale. Lift it up a little bit higher. Left foot next to right, top of the mat. There it is. Hallelujah. Woo! Flat back on the inhale. Forward fold, exhale, bend the knees, squat back, chair pose. Oh shit, I don't like this either. Hands to prayer position in front of your chest, in front of your heart. And then right elbow to the outer left knee, left thigh, chair twist. So it becomes a counter twist to what you just did. Now make sure that your knees are even with each other so that your right knee isn't slipping beyond your left knee and you're balancing your hips and your pelvis. Now, can you start to lean into the left foot and can you hover your right foot off the ground? So just a moment of suspension, a moment of balance. And then can you lunge the right foot all the way to the back of your yoga mat to a long, deep lunging prayer twist? And then can you strike back through that right leg? And can you inspire your heart forward, upward, and outward? And can you rotate your navel towards that inner left thigh and give your body a powerful squeeze? Like you're wringing out the things that no longer serve you from the previous season, because what doesn't serve you does not deserve you. Give it one last squeeze there. And then step the right foot forward to join the left foot, back to twisting chair. Now give that one last little squeeze goodbye. And then chair pose, reach the arms all the way up. Keep breathing. Bend the knees, squat back a little deeper. Squat down a little bit deeper. Keep squatting and squatting until your butt makes contact with the floor. And then boat pose, lift your legs off the ground. Oh my goodness, how did we end up here? Now check this out. Your knees are going to be bent, your arms straight out in front of you. We're going to pump this boat. So lower halfway, extend the legs out as you inhale. Back up, rebend knees, exhale. 4 more. Inhale down, exhale back up. Inhale down, exhale up 3. 2 more, inhale, you got this. Exhale 4. Last one, inhale down, exhale 5. Now hold there, cross the legs, roll over, tabletop pose, all fours position. Step back to plank pose, upper push-up position as we now set up for the world famous 5 yogi style push-ups. And you could drop your knees down and modify if you want. It's up to you. No judgment from your teacher. Inhale, lower down halfway. Exhale, push up all the way. Inhale down, exhale up 2. Inhale, drop, exhale 3. 2 more. Inhale down, exhale up. Last one. Inhale, hover. Now exhale, rise. Hold there in plank. Take an inhale there. Lower slow on the count of 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, cobra on the inhale as you enliven the spine and awaken the heart. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Take a huge inhale through the nose. And then out the mouth, let it go. Now just take a couple breaths there as I try and remember what we just did. A lot of twists and turns in that last one. All right, I think I got it. And I do remember that it sort of starts with a little rest. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Left knee, left tricep touch. Inhale, left leg back. Left knee, right tricep cross. Inhale, left leg back. Left knee to the belly, down the midline. Inhale, draw back. Left foot, top of the mat, back foot flat. Turn the left foot in parallel to the right. Crawl between the feet, facing the right side of the space. Now take your hands and reach those out and grab something wide. You could get your big toes, the outer edges of the feet, the ankles. Just get a good wide grip. And then once you have that grip, take a big inhale, draw the spine up and out. And then exhale, just melt into that rest. Feel free to close the eyes. Bring that awareness back inside. And just know that on so many levels, we so often underestimate the power and the strength that resides within. And sometimes you don't even know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice, or you have no option. And maybe this is why on a regular basis, the universe is placing us and placing the world and society into these situations. Because out of that suffering comes the opportunity for the true transformation and awakening. All right, you guys, from here, slide the hands all the way up to the hips, to the waist. Lead through the heart, long, flat back. Go ahead and rise all the way back up to standing. Spread those arms out wide like a capital T. Flick those heels in, point those toes out. Horse stance, strong in stance, empty in mind. Strong in stance, empty in mind. So the lower body, like the base of a big golden Buddha statue, so strong and solid. Nothing can move it. And it embodies that state of not doing, but like a mountain, that state of just being. And as the seasons change and the weather changes, that mountain remains unmovable. Bring the hands behind the head and neck, interlace. Lean over to the right on the inhale. Back up, exhale. Inhale left, exhale back up. Inhale right, exhale back up. Inhale left, exhale, you're rocking it. Inhale right. Exhale, back up, last side. Inhale left, hold there, drop the left hand down or left forearm on left thigh, and then right arm all the way to the sky. So every yoga pose, you could turn the dial of intensity up, you could turn it down, or you could leave it exactly where it's at. But just remember, only you are empowered to choose where the dial is. That is totally up to you. Now with that lower body still strong, go ahead and rise all the way back up to standing, and then see if you can pop your heels off the ground and balance on your toes. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down, last inhale there. Straighten those legs, exhale, kick those heels out, feet parallel. Woo! Turn the left toes forward. Get the feet set and aligned. And then on the inhale, reach out through that front left arm, right hip kicks back. And then left hand comes down, right arm to the sky, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Another stable structure, which is why you have the Egyptian pyramids. So see if you can find the stability of that pyramid shape. As much as possible, try and get your torso and your spine right above that left leg. So you're wrapping that outer left thigh underneath and in. Beautiful. Now, right hand around behind the back. If it's available for you, you'll grab the inner thigh or rest it on that lower back. And then this gives you that opportunity to find that stretch where your inner chest and your inner shoulder joins together. Because you are on a mission, and that mission is to make sure that each and every link of this bodily chain is strong, supple, and resilient. Keep the right arm as is, turn the gaze down, look out in front of that left foot. Put a little bend into that left knee as you inhale. And then bound half moon, shift all the way up onto that left foot, left leg without sacrificing the breath. I'd rather see a student in child's pose breathing deep and the mind focused and present than see a person in a pose nailing it, but not breathing deeply, not present, not fully there. Your breath, your awareness is everything. Now right arm all the way up to the sky. Option to stay there or Chapasana. If you like, bend the back right foot in. Reach back with that right hand. And then give that hip a big, massive healing touch and stretch. Your left leg is the epicenter of the pose. Notice that left leg strong. Notice that mind serene and calm like the eye of a storm. Beautiful. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, right leg back, right arm up. Put a little bend into that bottom left knee as you inhale. And then float step all the way back to warrior two as you exhale. Reverse the warrior inhale like an archer cocking a bow and arrow. Exhale, cartwheel and fly, hands to the ground. Pause when you touch. Pivot on right toes, step the right foot forward about a foot or so, pyramid pose. Hands down low, breath in that flow, mind deep in that yoga zone. On a huge inhale, draw the heart up and out, and then exhale, surrender to gravity as you allow the whole backside, that left leg to stretch. Now they say about maybe 10 to 15% of the population is hypermobile, which means that just the range of motion within their joints is so profound that it's easy in a pose like this to really straighten the left knee, left leg, to lock out through the knee joint. But that can create some issues down the road where you wear the joint out because you're not utilizing the musculature and the tissues around the joint. So you may want to have just a little subtle micro bend in that left knee as if you're subtly pressing the top of your left calf forward so that you're not collapsing into the knee. And then you breathe into what you're feeling. Where the mind goes is where the energy flows. All right, you guys, let's seal the deal on our standing poses by leaning into the right fingertips. You're getting close. Left arm all the way up to the sky. See if you can draw the top of that left thigh back. Try and get that right heel solid down onto the mat. Keep sucking the breath down deep and low. Each inhalation, spine out a little bit longer. And each exhalation, you turn a little bit deeper into the twist. Can you get the front left leg a little straighter? One last inhale, open up. Exhale, left hand comes down. Crawl the hands out, lift the right leg off the ground, parallel to the floor. This one, right hip level with the left hip, so outer right hip turns down. Inner right thigh spirals up. Lean into the right hand, and when you're ready, go ahead and float your left arm all the way up to the sky. And then imagine your back foot is on a wall, and you're kicking that heel into the wall, through the wall, and as that right leg draws back, then the torso propels forward. And then you roll open, and then that way you are twisting from a maximum place of strength and decompression in the spine. One more inhale, open wide. Exhale, left hand down, right leg high. Crawl the hands in towards your left foot, left leg. Suck the breath down low, standing splits. Good, you lift it up to your own degree. It's not a competition. It's about you and what feels right. Now, wherever you're at, one last inhale, lift it up and flirt with that edge. Right foot next to left foot, release. Woo! Bend the knees, squat back deep, chair pose. Oot means fierce. Oot means intense. So if you're feeling the intensity, you're feeling what the pose wants you to feel. Hands to prayer in front of the heart. We call it Anjali, the gesture of offering. Now left elbow, outer right knee, right thigh. Prayer twist, Parivrita Utkatasana. Again, both knees even with each other. It's safe in the knees, feet together, side by side. Hips back and down, chest up and out. So from the side of you, it should look like an upward slope from your sacrum through your sternum. Awesome, you guys. Lean into that right foot. Levitate the left foot off the ground with supreme balance. Supreme balance takes supreme concentration. Concentration is the doorway into meditation. Now lunge the left toes all the way to the back of the mat, a little deeper than you think. Good, now hug the inner thighs in towards the midline like you have magnets at your inner legs. And you switch on those adductors and you create stability in the hips and the pelvis and the sacrum. And then you turn into that twist and you wring that body out. One last inhale there. Step the left foot forward to join the right. Exhale, twisting chair. Good, now give that one last little squeeze. Back to chair pose on the inhale, lift up. Squat a little deeper, exhale. Keep squatting, squatting, squatting until the hips make contact to the ground and then lift the shins up. Here we are again, modified boat. Let's pump the boat. Inhale down, legs straight, inhale. Back up, exhale. 4 more, inhale down. Exhale up, 2. Inhale with breath. Exhale, 3. Inhale, you got it. Exhale, 4. Inhale, last one. Now exhale, 5. Hold there, extend your legs towards your version of straight. Bring the hands together. Interlace all the fingers except the indexes. And then twist to the right, inhale. Middle exhale. Twist left, inhale. Middle exhale. 2 more rounds. Inhale, right. Exhale, middle. Inhale, left. Exhale all day long. Inhale right. Exhale middle. Inhale left. Exhale middle. Now spread the hands out. One last inhale there. Cross the legs. Roll over tabletop. Don't fall onto your back, please. Step back to plank pose, upper push-up position. As we set up for 5 more yogi style push-ups. Inhale down halfway. Exhale up all the way. Inhale down. Exhale 2. Inhale, you got this. Exhale 3. Inhale, last 2. Exhale 1 to do. Inhale lower. Exhale up. You made it. Now hold there. Take an inhale, plank. Exhale lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last cobra of the class. Huge inhale, chest high, shoulders low. Exhale, down dog. No more to go. Woo! I got to try that class myself sometime. Oh, I'm going to wait for a day when I've had like 3 espressos, though. One last inhale, stretch back, down dog. Exhale, relax the knees down onto the mat, crawl the knees forward, maybe about halfway up the mat, cross the feet behind you, release onto your sit bones, extend your left leg straight out in front of you along the ground. Bring the sole of your right foot high up to your inner left thigh. Reach the arms up to the sky, pause for a moment at the top. Take a little twist to the left. Take another inhale, pull up a little bit more, and then fold all the way over and down into what we call Janu Shirsasana. Janu means knee. Shirs means head. Asana means posture or pose. And it also means seated quietly inside of the mind. So even when you are moving through all those intense standing, balancing poses, the mind was quiet and calm as the storm was raging. How am I going to do it in life if I can't even do it in a yoga pose? If you want power, you have to train power. If you want peace, you have to train for peace. You have to make these qualities, these intentions that are important to you, your default program by training on your mat every single day, which is what sadhana is all about. It's about a daily practice. Couple more breaths there. Beautiful. Ease your way all the way back up. Reach down, grab your right ankle, lift it up and place it on top of your left knee. And then bend your left foot to go underneath your right knee, so double seated pigeon. And if you want to modify this one, you're just going to cross the right shin in front of the left shin for a cross-legged position. Then once you get set up, take those arms, reach those all the way up as you inhale. And then fold over and down until your body communicates to you, hey, that's enough. So you find that wall, that threshold of resistance. And instead of aggressively pushing through the wall in a forceful way, you do the opposite. Janine Ross said, your body is not a problem to be solved. It is a message to be listened to. In every single moment of your existence, this body is speaking to you because it has intelligence and it has wisdom. And the most effective way of speaking to you is through the language of sensation. And so our job is to listen to that, to honor that, to adjust accordingly. And by doing that, we strengthen our own relationship to ourselves. And the beauty is when the relationship to yourself is healthy, very often all the other relationships in your life also become healthy. Which is why the samurai said, make my mind my friend. Because if your mind isn't your friend, it's your enemy. And if it's your enemy, that's living in an endless state of hell between your two ears. Go ahead and ease your way all the way back up to seated. Extend those legs straight out in front of you along the floor. This time, keep the right leg straight out in front of you, but bring the sole of your left foot high up to your inner right thigh. Reach those arms all the way up to the sky. Pause at this top, little rotation to the right. And then inhale, lift up to those two sideways. And then exhale, hinge over and down to your own sweet degree. And after a strong, invigorating, dynamic flow, you take advantage of all that warmth that you created. And with those tissues warm and deeply hydrated, oxygenated, and alkalized, you increase that body's suppleness and mobility. So that at the end of this class, you don't just walk out of here feeling amazing. You float out of here feeling so light, so purified. A few more breaths there. Beautiful, you guys. Ease your way all the way back up. Lift that left foot up. Place the left ankle on that right knee. Bend the right foot underneath the left knee. Double seated pigeon, or in yin, what we call fire log pose. Or you can modify left shin in front of right shin. Both arms up to the sky as you inhale. And fold down to your own sweet degree as you exhale. A Zen master once asked his students, if you're holding a cup and someone comes along and bumps into you, making you spill the coffee everywhere, why did you spill the coffee? And immediately the students replied, because someone bumped into you. The teacher said, nope, wrong answer. You spilled the coffee because there was coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in the cup, then you would have spilled tea. Had there been water, you would have spilled water. So whatever is in the cup is what will spill out. So when the universe bumps into you through challenge, through difficulty, it shakes you, whatever is inside of you will naturally spill out. If you have anger, bitterness, negativity inside of you, that's what will spill out. you have joy, benevolence inside of you, then that's what will spill out. So you have to take time to reflect what's in your cup, because life provides you the cup, but you get to choose what you fill it with, what you fill it up with today, tomorrow, and every single day moving forward is completely up to you. Go ahead and ease your way all the way back up. Extend your legs straight out in front of you along the ground and release down onto your back into reclining. As you get onto the back, draw your knees, draw your thighs into your belly, into your torso. Keep the right knee hugged in, extend the left leg straight out in front of you. And then extend the right arm out to the right and allow the right knee to drape all the way over to the left into a bent knee, single leg, reclining twist. Releasing any last unwanted tension out of your lower back. And then we'll bring the right knee all the way back up to neutral. Hug both knees back into the belly, back into the torso. And then other side, extend the right leg out, reach the left arm up and over to the left, and allow the left knee to drape all the way over towards the right, finding that twist on the other side. This time around the solstice and the equinox, always a time to reflect upon the power in our relationship to nature. This poem called My Heart Soars by Chief Dan George, who writes, "The beauty of the trees, the softness of the air, the fragrance of the grass speaks to me. The summit of the mountain, the thunder of the sky, the rhythm of the sea speaks to me. The faintness of the stars, the freshness of the morning, the dewdrop of the flower speaks to me." How does nature speak to you? How does this season, this new season of summer, for those of us in the northern hemisphere, or winter in the southern hemisphere, how does it speak to you? And feeling that gratitude and that reverence for the beauty of nature. Left knee all the way back up to neutral. Hug both knees, both thighs back into the belly. Curl the forehead up to the knees. One last big inhale. Give the whole body a final squeeze. And then exhale, Shavasana. Release and relax all the way down onto your back. Good job, you guys. You did it. You made it. And after everything that you just moved and flowed through, now we come to the source and the essence of the practice. Everything in the world of form has a source, a seed, or an essence. And in yoga, the essence is stillness, inner silence. And that opens the doorway into source. Last few minutes. Shavasana. Everybody from here, take a deep inhale through the nose. And out the mouth, exhale, let it go. Reach the arms up over your head towards the back of the space. Interlace the fingers, bring the legs together as you stretch back. Stretch forward through your feet, through your toes, full body stretch. Then reach the hands forward, grab the shins, draw the knees and the thighs into your belly. And then gently rock and roll your way all the way up to a last final comfortable seat where we'll seal the practice. As you get up to seated, bring the hands to prayer position in front of your chest, in front of your heart. Sitting up tall, slightly bowing the forehead down. There's an old Chinese proverb that says, when the roots are deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. So give gratitude to your practice today for establishing those roots to be deep, so that whatever's coming your way, the moments of challenge, adversity, the struggles that we see playing out across the planet and the world, that your roots remain deep, and that you can bring and transform fear into courage, weakness into strength, suffering into compassion, and darkness into light. Let's seal the practice with one last final Om. Big inhale through the nose. And much health, much wealth, and much love to you. Namaste. Thank you guys for bringing your energy to practice. Yeah, give yourself a round of applause. It's been an honor for those of you that are going to move into the next chapter of sadhana, into the advanced poses. Enjoy that. Hopefully we'll do another live class in Los Angeles in September or October, so hopefully we'll get to see you again. Until then, enjoy your summer, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations on the YouTube.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.